Good morning and welcome to Math TV with Professor V. It's Thursday, July 6th, 2023, and here's your integral of the day. We have a definite integral this time, 0 to pi over 4 sine cubed x over cosine x dx. All right, if you want to pause the video and try it on your own, feel free. So here's the thing with the trig functions, okay, especially when you're mixing powers of sines and cosines. You usually are going to do a u substitution. And if you've watched the video lecture for this section, I talk about pulling the odd man out. So if either sine or cosine is raised to an odd power, then you want to pluck off one of those factors and use it as part of du, basically. So here we have two choices. Let me break it down for you. We can either let u equal sine x, or we could let u be cosine x. You typically don't want to put any exponents. You don't want to make this sine cubed x or something like that. No. Let's see which choice will work out for us. So if u is sine x, then du is cosine x dx. And in the other case, if u is cosine x, then du would be negative sine x dx. Well, which one's going to work for us? At first, you might get excited looking at this cosine x dx because you see a cosine x here, but notice this cosine x is in the denominator. So that's not going to do us any good. I need a cosine x in the numerator, and I can't do it, right? However, if I let u be cosine x, then du would be negative sine x dx. Do I have that in the numerator? Yeah, I've got 3 of them. So I'll work on playing around with everything else so we can make this substitution, but this choice here is not going to work. And when you practice enough of these, you'll be able to know that that's not a good choice just by looking at it. You won't even have to write out the 2 scenarios. So at this point now I can look and know not to bother letting u be sine x. But in the beginning, you might need to write it out and even go a little bit further, mess it up so that you can see and believe in your heart why it's a bad choice, and then you'll start choosing appropriately the first time, okay? You got to be patient, you got to practice. So anyways, here we go. If u is going to be cosine x, then I need everybody besides one of the terms to be sine x. So what do I mean? We have here integral 0 to pi over 4. Sine cubed x is sine squared x times, I'm breaking off one of the sine x's because I'm getting ready to do this little u sub here. Yes? Okay, good. Over cosine x. Never mind, there's a negative. It's not a big deal. Negative du is sine x dx, right? And then now we're all set. This right here is u. Okay, perfect. However, sine squared x, what can I do so I can rewrite that in terms of u? Well, remember, sine squared x is 1 minus cosine squared x. So then now we should be all set. Get it all set up. You don't want to have half your integral written in terms of u and the other half in terms of x. That's not proper notation, okay? Nor is it well defined, so don't do that. All right, are we ready to make our change of variables? We certainly are. Here's u squared, here's u, yeah? And then negative du is sine x dx. So we're ready to go. What do I like to do? Immediately put that negative outside, and then we have du, and then in the numerator, this is 1 minus u squared over u. And then, quick as a bunny, change those limits of integration. So these limits are currently for x, right? X, we need to change them to u. So u of pi over 4 is cosine of pi over 4, which is rad 2 over 2. I'm going to use 1 over rad 2, the unrationalized version. You'll see why in a second. And then u of 0 is cosine of 0, which is 1. So those are my limits of integration, 1 and 1 over rad 2. Okay, immediately I want to flip the limits of integration and get rid of the negative. So now I have 1 over rad 2 to 1. And then how would you tackle this integrand? Since the denominator is a monomial, you can just write it under each of the terms in the numerator separately. This is 1 over u minus u squared over u is just u. And now you should be able to integrate this, no big deal, yeah? Antiderivative of 1 over u, ln, absolute value of u, minus, this is 1/2 u squared, and we're going to evaluate all of this from 1 over rad 2 to 1. Okay, upper limit first, so we have ln of 1 minus 1/2 times 1 squared minus lower limit ln, 1 over rad 2 is already positive, so I'm just going to leave it like that, minus 1/2 times 1 over rad 2 squared, square the top, square the bottom, it's just 1/2. Beautiful. Ln of 1, that's 0, so that's gone. And then now I have negative 1/2 minus ln 1 over rad 2. And then don't forget, see, this negative, when it distributes, is going to make this plus 1/4. All right, negative 1/2 plus 1/4, that's negative 1/4. And then minus ln 1 over rad 2 is positive ln rad 2. Why? Okay, don't forget your logarithm properties. If you have ln of a to the b, you can rewrite that as b times natural log of a, yes? Okay, so if b is a negative number, think about it this way, just a negative 1. Negative ln of a, that's ln of a to the negative first, which means take the reciprocal. So basically the little shortcut I did was if you take the reciprocal of the argument of the logarithm, then you pull out a negative. You're just flipping it. So that's what I did here. I took the reciprocal of 1 over rad 2 and then switched that negative to a positive. Ooh, so nice. And then I would write my final answer as ln rad 2 minus 1/4. That just looks better. Okay, so that concludes your integral of the day. Hope you enjoyed it. What was the trickiest part for you? Or was it all just very straightforward? I wanted to talk you through the beginning, choosing u appropriately for the substitution, because that's something my students ask for help with all the time. How do you know what to let u be? And honestly, it just comes down to practicing and even choosing incorrectly. And I'll always tell my students, don't erase your work when you choose u incorrectly, because you can look back and learn from that why it's a bad choice so you don't repeat it again in the future, all right? Some people are better at it than others. Oh well, you can practice and get good at this too. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can check out my full-length video lectures organized into playlists on my YouTube channel. Just click the playlist button. I got Calc 1, 2, 3, pre-calc, pretty much anything you want. And then you can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok at Math TV with Professor V. Take care, you guys.